Well, Timmy's here. Now, of course, I already did talk about my top 10 favorite news shows of 2025, but now it's time for the returning shows. Now, I decided to wait a day until after I, got done with the new final season of Stranger Things, which was excellent, by the way. So here is my official top 10 favorite returning shows of the year. And there was some pretty good return shows that return with a new season here. I mean, this was actually a little bit of a hard list to come down with just top 10. But here's my list. All right, coming in at number 10 is the final season of Bel Air. Now, of course, when they first announced that they were going to do a dramatic version of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, that did sound like a little bit of a weird idea. But it turned out to be much better than Hanging Intentions Bang. I really quite liked the kid who plays Will Smith, Jabari Banks. I thought he was pretty good. Really quite liked the actor who plays Carlton. Uh, Loads of the other cast of characters are great. I mean, yeah, I really just had a fun time. Like, I really thought this final scene with also Will Smith coming in as well, like the actual Will Smith that is. I thought it was a pretty decent way to end the show off. It only ended after 4 seasons, which okay, I mean hopefully we'll maybe get a spin-off one of these days, who knows, but I thought the show was excellent. And if you guys have not been watching the Bel Air show, do yourself a favor. All 4 seasons are on Peacock. Highly recommend them. All right. Number 9 is gonna, take some people off, but number 9 is Last of Us season 2. I really enjoyed Last of Us season 2. I really like what they were going with this. Bella Ramsey, I don't care what the cousin Hubbers say and stuff. I think Bella Ramsey is incredible. It's a shame that she gets a lot of hate for some reason, but it is what it is. Uh, of course, Pedro Pascal's terrific. Isabel Mercedes, great year for her, by the way. I mean, I know it was a really decent season. I mean, seeing Josh Peck popping up was pretty cool. Catherine O'Hara popping up was decent. So, not a bad season, to say the least there. Definitely excited for season 3 when that arrives. Number 8 is Monster Season 3, which is the Ed Gein story. I've been really enjoying this anthology monster series that Ron Murphy has been cooking up. I mean, there are some controversies, surrounding it here and there, but I still thought it was a really decent, solid season. Charlie Hunnam was great as Ed Gein. Of course, you have other great folks like Laurie Metcalf was terrific. I know it's a really good one, and of course, we do got a 4th season coming, which is about Lizzie Borden. So it looks like almost every year they're going to be doing another season here and there. All right, now number 7, you know, the show hasn't ended its season yet. Like we only have 3 more episodes to go with this new season, but I'm really digging the season so far. Number 7 is season 2 of Landman. Now, of course, the last season, the first season, what actually ended up being in my top 10 favorite new shows of the year, despite the despite the last 3 not even premiering at the time. I'm really digging the show. Like Taylor Sheridan has put out some interesting stuff like not Yellow Jackets, Yellowstone, Tulsa King. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is Taylor Sheridan's best work. Billy Bob Thornton. I think this is the best Billy Bob Thornton has ever been since Bad Santa. To be honest, yeah. Demi Moore is terrific. Ali Lauder. The one who plays like the daughter here, Michelle Randolph, who by the way is dating Glenn Powell. So cool there. She's of course terrific here. Pauline Chavez is also great. It's such a really interesting cast list. The one who plays Laura is pretty decent. Sam Elliott's a guest spot here on as of course he actually shows up as Billy Bob Thornton's dad. Perfect casting there. It is a really good season, and can't wait for the next 3 episodes to premiere. All right, number 6 is Peacemaker season 2. Now, of course, the last episode of Peacemaker season 2, the finale of that, could have been a little better, but I still quite enjoyed the show overall. John Cena was, and find out about 2 shows here that features Isabel Mercedes in there because she was also on Peacemaker like in the first half there. But anyway, and of course she was on Last of Us season 2. So good year for Isabel Mercedes, by the way. But anyway, yeah, and I also really quite like Sol Rodriguez. She was great. I mean, it was just a really fun season. And again, the ending could have been a little better, but take that aside, the show was still really solid. Or the season, I should say, was really solid. All right, number 5 is, of course, the return of South Park, season 28. what not to love about the season. This season of South Park was awesome. I thought like the premiere of South Park was literally the best premiere post the pandemic era. I mean, seeing like them really poke fun at Trump was just hilarious. The whole thing with Trump and Satan was just fun. I mean, really fun episodes here. I do hope when it is a shame they wait like a little longer in between episodes. I do hope when they get South Park back this season they go ahead and continue the weekly by weekly thing, but it was still pretty funny to say at least. All right, number 4 is Andor season 2, or the final season, I should say. I really thought the final season was excellent. Mon Mothma, great as always. Of course, Diego Luna. This is definitely one of the best Star Wars things that Disney has put out. It's just such a good one, and yeah, of course, we still do got other Star Wars content like Ahsoka's also returning, so there's that. But yeah, Andor is just a really good one. All right, number 3 is White Lotus season 3. I really enjoyed the White Lotus season 3. I really quite like the Thai setting. I really quite like the seeing Lisa popping up in this. For Blackpink was really cool. Of course, Walton Goggins was terrific. Parker Posey, Michelle Monaghan. Who else was great in this one? Patrick Schwarzenegger was terrific. I mean, loads of great cast members in this one. Jason Isaacs was great. I really quite like the storylines here. It was really an interesting season, and I thought it was really terrific. And of course, we do got season 4 coming out in 2027. That one's supposed to take place in France, so that should be interesting. All right, number 2 is, of course, the return of a iconic serial killer, and that is Dexter Resurrection. That's right, Dexter Resurrection returned this year. And Michael C. Hall coming back as Dexter was really good. Of course, obviously, you do got, Peter Dinklage was great. I thought it was a really decent show. Definitely really made Dexter so great. I mean, especially following the not so good Dexter New Blood, whatever that was called. It was a really good show. I can't wait for the next season. And my number 1 favorite returning show is the reason why I wait like a day to make this list, and that is the final season of Stranger Things. Of course, last night's episode, dropped. Really great way to end things off. I really quite like Vecna. The Vecna character played by Jamie Campbell Barris was great. Seeing the all characters, graduate towards the end, I thought was terrific. I mean, it really makes you feel old, to be honest with you there. Because, I mean, this show's been around for, like, crazy to believe, this year, 2026. This upcoming July will be 10 years since Stranger Things first premiered. I remember when I first saw the show, I did not really expect much out from Stranger Things or anything because I didn't really know what to expect there. I really adore the show. Just the cast of characters is great. I just really quite liked everything I saw about this new season 2. It was just a really great way to end things up here, and whether we actually get more Stranger Things down the line, who knows? But yeah, I just thought this was excellent and a really great way to end a really terrific show. I won't be surprised if when the Emmys nominations comes around, it could easily be The Pit winning Best Drama Series again. I won't be surprised if Stranger Things ends up winning on the Emmys, but we'll see. Anyway, that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick rundown. Number 10, Bel Air, the final season. Number 9, The Last of Us Season 2. Number 8, Monster the Endgame Story. 7, Landman Season 2. 6, Peacemaker Season 2. 5, South Park Season 28. 4, Andor's the final season. 3, The White Lotus Season 3. 2, Dexter Resurrection. And number 1 is Stranger Things, the final season. Now, a couple of honorable mentions I'd like to include. The Return of King of the Hill. That's another really good one. Wednesday Season 2 I could have included. I definitely probably could have included that one. Poker Face, Gen V Season 2. The Return of the Bear and Only Murders in the Building. Preacher Season 3. Morning shows, season 4. Genie of Georgia, season 3 would be in my honorable mention. The return of Hacks. The return of Dancing with Stars was pretty cool. But lots of really, fun returning shows. Like, it was a little bit of a hard list to make, I admit. And obviously, Severance is another good one I could have included. But let me let you guys. What were some of your favorite returning shows of 2025? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Timmy Tyler.